game today.
Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris Larkin. With me as always is Tubb Farmer. You have joined us on episode 16 of Blowing Oak. If you haven't got your popcorn or your Reese's Pieces, now's the time to do so, because this shit's going to get good. How are we doing, Tubbs?
I'm doing really good. Not bad for a Sunday
That's
afternoon.
good. That is good to hear. First of all, guys, let us apologize for the absence that we have been for the last couple of days. But unfortunately, this is a game and real life does take precedence. So with that being said, I apologize on my end. Like I said, real life comes ahead, so spending time with the family and stuff like that over the last couple of days, and when we got back I was just too tired. Fell asleep once or twice, and well, look at, I won't make any excuses. I'm an old man. I fell asleep.
Yes, you are.
But
for
with
sure.
that being said,
Hey
we're on
Becky, how are you doing?
16, and we are about to jump in and make a mess of a grand scheme of things. So
Did you hear what he
off,
said, Becky? He said he was an old man. He admitted it finally on YouTube. It's perfect. You couldn't ask for no better.
I am pleading the fifth. I was told to say that by Giants.
The fifth is in the United States, not in Ireland.
The fifth is good everywhere. Right?
Really? That's interesting concept.
It's universal.
The U.S. Constitution is universal? Okay, alright. New one on me,
Hey,
but
squad
hey.
farmers, welcome to the channel. And hey, Becky, how are you, babe? How's things?
She said, I'm good, you Tubbs. Oh, I heard him loud and clear. I'm good, thanks, Becky. I'm doing really well. I'm glad you heard him loud and clear. About the only thing he would admit to. You know how his omitting button doesn't work too good. And not omit means to admit.
It's all lies, I tell you. It's all lies.
Now the Irish is kicking in.
Anyway, with that being said, guys, we left you on episode 15, so you've joined us on episode 16. And where I left off the last time is doing a building contract, and if you can remember, what happened was I reached my bail limit, so now I have to wrap and sell bail so I can continue this contract. I will do a little bit here, and then I'm going to do something else, and probably will do some off stream also, so we're not going to get bored watching bailing and bailing. Anyway, with that being said, how is everybody out there in the land of YouTube? And how is everybody in the land of Farm Sim?
I'm good.
Hope everybody's feeling okay and all ready and waiting for the holidays to kick in. That's why I was for the last couple of days, spending money that wasn't mine.
What's your next question? I'm 3 for 3.
But with that being said, first of all, let me say this to all my American friends and subscribers, especially those that are in the military. I want to wish you a very happy Veterans Day for tomorrow. I hope you enjoy it. You all deserve your day. And I wish I would say thank you for your service, but as Tubbs rightly put it, unfortunately I'm not American, so I can't say that. But I will say it in spirit of being Texan.
Yeah, you can still thank them for their service. Doesn't matter that it's a different country.
Exactly.
Let's see.
Freedom is freedom, no matter where it is.
Exactly. You got that right. Valuable commodity that you can't even hold in your hands, but yet everybody uses it every day to exercise it. Such a great commodity.
Exactly. So, Tubbs, how are you, brother?
I'm feeling pretty free right now and happy. So yeah, doing good, man. It's a great Sunday. got a little stream in earlier today, and had a few of the folks that are our subscribers joined in, and appreciate them checking it out. And I think they're watching football right now, though, so it may they may not catch the stream this afternoon.
First of all, I'd better shout this out to Six Wheel and Pop Hop. Go Chiefs!
Yep, that's what he said earlier today. Go Chiefs! Exactly.
Scott Farmer says, I'm going back to the military tomorrow. Oh, well done. I wish you all the best and be safe.
Yep. Definitely.
I guess in some way I could probably say happy Veterans Day to you tomorrow, Tubbs, because what, 30 years in the police force?
Please, but it's more for military.
I know, but like what you just serve as well, so
well,
I say a happy police day.
That's in May.
Yeah, no, like I said before when we started streaming, especially when I was talking to Howie and Mr. Tim, also if you're going to be joining later on, Howie, same to you, brother. Happy Veterans Day for tomorrow. So like I said, I've all respect in the world for the military, you know, so.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, those folks definitely have a deep adoration for those that have served. Let me make sure.
That's something I don't think I could do.
Cotton, right? Cotton. Yep, cotton. And we're off and running. We're off to the races.
Yeah, guys, so like I said, we haven't been on for the last, what, 3 days? Man.
4 days.
Mm.
The last day we streamed was Tuesday.
You sure?
Mm-hmm. It's either Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yeah, that would be. Yep. Man, no wonder I have YouTube withdrawal symptoms.
Mm. That's why I streamed this morning. I had to get it out of my system. Yeah, no, so first of all, we do apologise for that, lads. Like I said, life gets involved and stuff like that, so. Yep, life first.
I would love to be able to say we'll have, no, YouTube takes precedence, but it doesn't.
No.
And I will say this, there's nothing like spending time with family.
No.
Especially spending money that's not yours.
Oh, whoa, I like spending money that ain't mine.
Oh, yeah. Welcome, Shiloh. Welcome to the stream. Man, you're on early tonight. You must be waiting.
Hey, Shiloh, what's happening?
So he goes, hello, Tupperware and Crispy. And then he goes, just excuses.
Excuses. Yep, his excuses are
Shiloh,
no good to me.
You were part of those excuses. What are you saying? Yeah, so I reached my bail limit, if everybody can remember, so now I just have to wrap these two and then sell a shitload of them, and then they can continue.
Is that very many?
So the bail count that's in the game also coincides with contracts.
Interesting.
So I'm kind of getting the feeling that I shouldn't have done this contract.
Did you do some of it off stream?
No, remember I was going to and then we didn't.
Oh, gotcha.
No, it's all good. I've after wrapping 200, I will sell these and then I will continue. And like I said, I won't do all this on stream. I will go and do my field. I have field 6 that need to be turned over again, so that's something I can do. That's off. So we'll break up this stream.
Yeah.
Also, guys, all depends on how Tubb is feeling after his stream today. What we could do is go a little bit longer to make up for it. We will see how we feel.
We'll go extra 10 minutes or so.
If I don't fall asleep myself.
I'm up for an extra 10 minutes.
Extra 10? I might be looking to go barely go 5.
I was thinking 2.5. I was stretching it.
Squad Farmers, I hope you're having a good day. Squad Farmers, I had a fantastic day. Thanks for asking. Like I said, I spent the day with family, and we also went to Comic Con, which was a good experience. It's always good to go to these things every now and again, you know. I hope you had a fantastic day yourself. Even though it's not really finished over there yet. It's only, what, 3 o'clock where you're from?
Yeah, I think it's 3:18 my time. I don't know where he's from.
So Becky goes, my hot water bottle is life. Yes, I will say one thing. It's, the weather's starting to change over here. We've rain at the moment, and it's a bit nippy.
Yeah, we had storm. That's why we wasn't on Wednesday. I had storms. I was trying to think, why didn't we get on Wednesday? But we had storms here, and every time we have a bad storm, it knocks my internet out. So, and then Thursday I had to work late, and Friday I was out with the train thing. My in-laws came down. Well, Thursday was family. Yeah.
80 minutes past 4 where he's from.
18 minutes past 4. All right. It's an hour ahead of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 3:18 here.
It's always written in Ireland. Oh yeah. And I wouldn't mind, but where we're from is called the sunny southeast, and we're lucky to even see half the sun half the time.
So, how do they call it the sunny southeast if it rains all the time? You know?
Because it sounds better for tourists.
Well, at least y'all got it going on.
Oh, right. So, where do I have to take this again?
Saving.
Probably to the barn, is it?
Or the...
Bale sales. Excellent. My bale sales on my land. That's okay. Squad Farmer says he's still sitting in the combine.
What is that a brush? Keeps hanging up on that.
Anyway, so seeing that we haven't been on for a while, I guess we might as well get this out of the way and look at the big pink elephant that's in the room.
I haven't seen an elephant, so.
Tubbs.
Nope.
Your opinion on the lovely moths that we got out for the last couple of days?
Yep, that sums it up.
That's what I thought.
They're terrible.
They're absolutely awful, man. Awful, awful, awful.
Yep.
Like, to be honest with you, I don't even know where to begin with them.
It never began. Alright, I'm gonna straighten this up a little bit.
I really don't. Like, they're literally shit mods.
pretty bad.
Like I'm getting the feeling that Giants are just throwing mods at us now just for the sheer fun of it. Just to keep us happy.
I have to get a new controller. It keeps throwing my stuff. I'll go up and it goes down.
And have you heard any word on seasons yet by any chance?
Still the same word. Maybe Christmas. That's about the best time. Ho, ho, ho.
Yeah, I can't understand that.
Well, they're spending time on testing out all these goofy mods that we're getting.
Oh, I'm so glad you take goofy mods. Like, opinion on our lovely climber, the 1 meter lawnmower.
It's fast. That's about it. That's about it. I mean, if you were having like a derby or racing games, be great.
Yeah, look at when I saw it, I was like, what map can you use that shit on?
Yeah, you could only use that for around the farmyard for looks. That's about the only thing that it would do. Anything of consequence. I mean, I can't see anybody. Oh, gosh. I'm not hitting the tree. It's the bush that's there. Come on. There we go. Back in business. After running over a small bush, knocked the paint off my planter. Do a little welding, some remodifications to it after putting a big dent in it. Yeah, I gotta get a new controller. My I think it's my right stick. Yeah, my right stick keeps twirling up and down.
I have a spare one, I'll send it to you.
Yeah, I'll hold my breath.
Oh, you'll be waiting a while.
I figured as much.
Like, you'll probably be quicker getting your one fixed.
Quicker getting it bought. I ain't gonna fix these things. Every time they wear out, I just buy a new one. Be done with it.
So that's 23% done so far.
Oh, easy killer, easy.
Okay, so. And back again. Here we go. Yeah, so you
What?
as I was saying before we started, when I went on started this the PlayStation to my wallet map was gone off. It was actually uninstalled and stuff.
Huh. Must be an Irish thing.
For some reason.
Mine's still installed.
Yeah, no, don't. I don't know,
crazy.
maybe. I don't know what's wrong with it.
Too much cabbage
And bacon.
and bacon.
No, I don't want that one. Ah.
Yeah, buddy.
No. I am doing auto bail load here, and I went by the baler and there's a bale sticking off the back of it, and it's just grass. I didn't wrap it, and now it's actually on the trailer, so I'm going to be selling without being wrapped. So, yeah.
If we don't
That's all I need.
count it against you.
I could. It could at the end. But like it was on the second row, so I'm not going to unload it just because I would have to drive straight into my my bales and knock them all over the place just to be able to pick them up, and I'm still going to pick it up. So
If you manually loaded them, though.
I'm not going to manual load these. You're mad.
What?
What?
Blasphemy.
Sacrilegious.
Same thing.
Yeah, so
Yep.
I saw that train, that picture that you sent me.
Yeah, the big boy locomotive. Yep.
Yeah, that's a fantastic looking train, that is.
Oh, I'm telling you, they say a picture's worth 1,000 words, but in that instance, I don't think so. Seeing it in person is totally different. Incredibly large and loud, and it was definitely something that was worth looking at. 140 years old, something other like that. A little over 140.
What you said was 1880? Something?
1880-ish, yep. Something like that. Weighed over 1 million pounds.
Right, like what the thing I can't believe is what you said to me before we started streaming was that it cost $1 million to restore it.
Over 1 million, yeah.
And they're not going to do anything with it except bring it to a museum and leave it there.
Basically, yeah.
That's just crazy.
Yeah, that's when you got more money than sense, you know? But, hey, whatever floats your boat. Or train.
The grass bale sold and I went into my account.
The grass bale did?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Squad farmers, can I be a moderator? Squad, at the moment, right, I've got one moderator on at the moment, and that's Becky. I would, there'd be no problems letting you be a moderator, but at the moment, I don't think so. It's not because I don't want anyone else, it's because I don't think I have enough subscribers to justify having them, if you know what I mean. Maybe if I get another 15 subscribers and hit the 100 subscribers, I'll be looking for a second moderator, and by then definitely no worries. But at the moment I just think I'm happy enough with just the one, because like I said, even with 85 subscribers there's only a handful of them actually comes on and chat. But like I said, once I hit the 100 subscribers or something, I'm more than happy to have you as a moderator.
What he said.
What I said. Your famous last words.
Your assessment.
Yeah. It's not that I don't want any other moderator. It's just at the moment I don't think I have enough subscribers to justify it. So.
Interesting.
And like I said, there's only a handful of my subscribers that actually comes into the chat. Like I would love to have, 200-300 subs and about 100 people in the chat at once. But
okay.
That's what it is. We're only starting out. We're only new, so we'll just keep going the way we are. See what happens after that.
Be thinking you.
Yeah. So like I was saying, the grass bale actually sold. I went into my account.
It's probably because it was a green Lucky Charm bell.
In that case, then I'm not going to bail anymore. But then again, probably at the end of it's going to say missing bales.
Probably at least by one. But I don't know. Probably not, because usually there's 10 or 15 bells and a bonus, so Just be short one bale for the bonus.
Yeah, I'm probably looking to offload my Ford tractor in this episode.
What?
We will see.
Getting
Yep.
rid of it?
And I would go the next class up, and then I think that would be there for a while for tractors.
I'm good on tractors. I just need to upgrade my combine. That's my biggest venture next.
No, I'm only saying I might. I still have to get a combine, so I might even go combine instead. So I'll wait and see. You know.
I hadn't made enough money to be able to do that yet. I think the only thing, I don't even have any animals. The only thing that I bought last was the cultivator, I think. Yeah, cultivator. Goodness.
Shiloh, no point. Work smart, not hard. Make sure you're working on the contract. There's no shit they can do to stop you robbing them. Oh yes, there is. What will happen is when it comes to the end of the contract, if I was to do that, they will actually charge me for missing bales, which will be the whole contract. So instead of me just losing the price they're going to give me for the contract, I will lose the price for what they would have got for the bales also.
There we go.
So bring this, and then we can go and do some more. Yeah, I still have field 6 to get ready, so I might actually do that later at the same time. Maybe not. So that's 55% done on this field. There you go. Hey John, welcome to the channel. How are you doing, brother? Thanks for the like. I definitely appreciate it. Like I said, it's been 4 days since we've done this, so trying to get back into it. It's taken a little bit of doing. So I'm stuck at this building contract that I started in the last episode,
Mhm.
and I don't want to go the whole stream doing this. So what I'll do is I will do as much of this as I can, and then I will leave it till the next episode, and I'll go and start doing my fields and stuff like that. So just to break this one up. You're doing good, John. That's fantastic, brother. Glad to hear it. Always happy to hear people are doing well.
John, how you doing?
Especially
Glad to
this
see you
time
back.
of year. So, Tubbs, are you looking forward to the holidays?
Yeah. I mean, it's here.
Yeah, that sounds so emphatic right there. That does.
Yeah. So, no, I mean, it's here. It goes by so fast anymore that I'm excited about the turkey dressing and all that good stuff, ham, but it just, I don't know, each year just seems to go by faster and faster and faster, so
Serious? What, you think so?
I do.
Oh man, every year I just feels like it's getting longer and longer and longer.
Farm Sim's been out all year now. The 10th of November. That went by fast.
Like what my sister so far has the Christmas trees and all up, and it's only the start of November.
Yeah. Yep.
Gone are the days when it's actually put up on the 1st of December.
Mm-hmm.
They've had theirs up since October 31st.
What?
Yeah. As soon as 12 o'clock came on Halloween night, my sisters had the Christmas tree up.
It's a little early, but okay.
So, for me, it just seems getting longer and longer, it does, you know?
Well, we usually don't start on ours till probably about Thanksgiving, somewhere right after Thanksgiving.
When is Thanksgiving in the States?
It will be the 27th? Is that right?
Of November, is it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, November. 26th of November. Wait a minute. Go back. 28th. Sorry. 28th of November.
Shiloh shall start on the same day as November the 29th, same day as Late Late Show. Oh, Shiloh.
Where's he going?
No, we have a kind of you could say it's a national pastime over here now. We have a show over here called the Late Late Show. It's pretty much like your talk shows in the States, you know, like the Late Late Show with James Gordon and people like
Craig Anderson.
right? Well, we have the same kind of yoke over here. It's called the Late Late Show. It's on every Friday night, but every November, I think it's the 29th, the 30th of November, there's always a dedicated Late Late Show. It's all to do for the kids and the toys that are coming out and stuff like that. So it's a national pastime. It'd be very same as like your Super Bowl.
Mm.
There'll be nobody on the streets.
Okay.
So that's what he's on about. People should put their Christmas tree up on the 29th, the same day as the Late Late Show. I'm pretty sure some people do, Shiloh. Mine won't be. Mine will be put up on Christmas, the morning of Christmas Eve, and taken down at 12 o'clock Christmas night.
There you go. There's the Christmas spirit I'm talking about.
Yep. I'm sorry. That's bah humbug. It's a Christmas Scrooge.
Somehow it doesn't surprise me.
I'm known as the Irish Grinch.
I don't think it's just an Irish thing. I've heard your name over here in the States before.
I know. Look at that.
They're like, hey,
I don't
Yeah,
necessarily hate Christmas.
what?
I just don't feel the same way about it as I did when I was a kid.
It's because you don't get as many gifts. That's what it is.
No, that's not that. I just feel like that's all monetized.
Oh,
You know,
I just
like
figured you got too many tiger stripe running suits and stuff like that, cheetah prints.
I'd probably have them too, but I'm trying to be positive for the kids that are listening. Oh, what am I saying? Forget about Christmas. I think we all should just go to the pub, get drunk, have a jolly old time.
Nah, I think you ought to go to the North Pole and be Santa's little helper 1 year.
Probably shoot them.
Get you a little hammer and a chisel and some little nails.
What are you trying to say? I'll be like a little elvish leprechaun.
Yeah, hey, a little elf leprechaun is Santa's helper. Yeah, a little mischievous, but you'd get the work done.
I guess you want me to start singing hi ho as well, yeah?
No, that was off of Sleeping Beauty.
Man, that song is good for any time of the year.
You could maybe sing some Silent Night, Here Comes Santa Claus, that sort of thing.
No.
So I got a question for you. Here we go. So in the States, Santa has a red sleigh and
Right.
a red suit, white beard, little white in his little trim. In Ireland, does he wear a green suit and a green sleigh?
I don't know.
Never saw him, huh?
No. We're not like yous in the States. We're all good little boys and girls. We're in bed by 12 o'clock.
Uh-huh. Yep, sure. That's why you got so many pubs. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we're all just too drunk and all this.
That's what I can say. Didn't you catch him in one of the pubs?
No, he's the same all year. He's the same all over the world.
Oh, I just figured he had a little green bag, little green suit with the white trim.
Well, see, like now you know the reason why all is elves wear green, because they're all leprechauns.
Somehow I believe that. They're mischievous.
Yeah, they're all leprechauns.
Doesn't surprise me a bit.
That's why you don't see leprechauns around Ireland all year round. They're all in the North Pole.
What? Oh.
Yep.
The leprechaun.
So here's one thing, right? So here's something for you then, right?
Nope,
So-
never heard of it.
If the elves work all year round,
Mm.
right, they get the toys out for Christmas Eve for all the boys and girls.
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean then you can actually do Santa Claus for slavery?
No, because an elf is not a little kid.
How do you know?
It's little people working on stuff. Adults. According to the Irish handbook.
Well, then it's still slavery, whether the adults or children.
How can they be in a pub if they're children?
I said they're in the pub. I said done for slavery. You're in Ireland, in the pub, you're welcome.
Drinking ages 3. I'll get your first shot of Jamerson. Here you go, son.
You see, like that's how we train our kids, the very same as the Spartans trained theirs at a young age.
Yeah, we use milk. You'll use Jamerson.
That's it, and the Guinness.
And Guinness. Woof. Guinness. Little stout for me.
Oh no, I'm serious. Like I know we can laugh and joke about it, but I'm serious. Back in the days, and even some parents still do it. Especially some grandparents and stuff like that when it comes to the grandkids. When the kids were really, really small and they were crying, whatever, they used to put a drop of whiskey on their head, on their suitor, knock them out straight away.
On their what?
Suitor, you would call a pacifier.
Oh, interesting. Suitor.
Yeah.
Are you saying soother?
Soother, yeah.
Soother, okay.
Yeah. You would call them pacifiers.
Yep. And you'll call them soothers. That's interesting.
Yeah. Becky goes, we did that on Kayla. Yep. Oh no, that there was a big thing here in Ireland. If the kids were crying at night time and everything else, straight to the Jameson or whatever it was, Powers, whatever they had in the house, and dip the soda into it and give it to the child.
Good Lord.
I mean, so then again, I suppose that's why we have a nation full of drinkers. We started them off at a young age.
Oh my gosh.
When they were still in the cot.
9 acres on 19. Where is 19? There's 17, 18. 19.
That's it, Becky. No wonder the Irish like their beer. They got taste of it at a young age. It's the very same as blood.
Let's see. Wheat. I'll take that contract. Alright. Let's go downtown.
Let's go pick up all the leftover pieces. Get as much of this as we can. Because in the end it all adds up.
Wheat. Perfect. Yeah, I'm trying to get up enough money where I can buy that next field. And then I'll be making some money. I think it's 200,000 or 300,000. 300,000. Can't afford it. Let's see. 19 is going to be across the way. Alright. No worries. Excuse you.
Open this side of the field, and then just go down and finish this end of the field.
250, 294, 4, 5, yeah, 3, 6, 48. Alright. I got enough to buy field 1, but they ain't, or 11. No. Yep, 17 is my next venture. And
What, 17?
field
You're
7.
buying field 17?
I'm gonna attempt to buy field 17. I don't have enough money. I gotta wait.
Yeah. What way are you taking your farm in this? What direction are you heading?
Don't know. Just running by the seat of my pants right now. I'm just trying to stay in proximity of the farmyard right now until I start making some money, and then I can start changing up a little bit, because I don't even have animals or anything yet. Everything's so expensive on this map, so I'm having to be a little more strategic about buying things. I mean, I've got enough equipment to do what I need to do, but I definitely would like to get a little bit bigger moving forward, because I haven't planted a lot of cotton or anything like that, which typically cotton would kind of send you over the top, but with the normal economy it's taking a little bit longer to really get over the top, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I would like to get my animals up and running as fast as I can. I think there'll be a steady income with milk and stuff.
Yeah, that's
But it's just to get there, you know.
yeah. I definitely want to get cows, and I think I have enough to buy the cows right now. I just don't have the product. I could buy the pen, but placing it is going to be another venture.
Yeah, I have all my food ready, such my my TMR bills, but that's all I have. I don't have enough money for a pen or the animals themselves, or even a mixer.
Mm-mm.
And here we go again for part two. I've reached the bail limit.
You've already hit another 200 bales?
Yeah.
Mm. So that's 400 bales you've baled.
Mhm.
Wow, that's insane.
Absolutely mental.
Mm-hmm.
So see, the thing is, I'm on 55% so far on this contract. So
So
I should hit 100% this time around. I'm on 64% in total, so I might be able to get a few bales of a bonus.
have you already
And the
mowed
good thing about it is,
mowed all of it?
yeah, it's all mowed.
So
And I still got, okay, there's not enough there for about maybe two bales to be done, but like the good thing about it is there should be enough here to get maybe 10, maybe 11 bales of a bonus.
I may do 2 headlands.
Yeah, and Shamrock Valley's been sent to a few YouTubers for testing. Looks good.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like a
Yeah.
nice little map. And Lancy Boy's new map looks actually a good, decent map also.
Which one is it?
I can't remember the name of it now. I know it's a new one.
Hey Matt, how are you doing? Welcome.
Matt is in the house.
Matt is in the house. Why is my guy not moving along? Matt, thanks for joining us. How are you doing this Sunday afternoon? Matt says hello, Chris.
Hey Matt, how's it going, brother? How are you feeling? All good, I hope. Not too drunk after the games so far, no?
Dakota, hey, how's it going, Dakota? Matt says doing good, playing some Welker Farms with my son. Hey, that's awesome. Awesome. How you doing, Dakota? I like Welker Farms. I hadn't played it much since they came out with the update, but
The update?
I do
I went on it the
do
other
like
day just to have a look at it. And yeah, no, it
Okay.
looks good. The terraforming issue, as far as I know, is sorted. You can now start to place stuff on the main yard where it would let you do before. Also, they have painted grass in it now.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, no, like, but the update looks a good update. So we'll have to go from there and see how it is. Like, I haven't played it yet, so
Well, that's
I'm
good,
not sure.
Dakota. Hope you have a good stream, buddy. Yeah, I got 59 or 60 hours in Welkers, and then they come up with the updates, and you had to start a whole new map. I was
Yes.
like, oh man.
Yes. There's a new game save, a new game that you need to start for the new updates.
Yep.
So that's the downfall right there, the bummer. But
Yep.
yeah. The one thing am I the only one thinking that
Yes.
doing bail and contract can be very, very boring?
Yes, you're the only one thinking that.
Am I? Okay.
Yep. You should do more bailing contracts.
No, thank you.
Matter of fact,
Right.
I think you should do more bailing and sugar beet contracts. It's very important.
It's very important for who?
It keeps you focused.
No, bailing and potato harvest and sugar beet contracts are not going to keep you focused. It's going to be the complete opposite.
Golly, I gotta get a new controller. It keeps going haywire on me here. Yeah, I think it keeps you focused.
No, there's a few things I actually like doing in Farm Sim a lot more than I like doing, and compared to a few other stuff like potato contracts, sugar beet contracts, baling contracts. Not as much as I like the harvesting contracts, or harvesting my own stuff, or even the animals. I think I prefer to do the animals than I do baling and but like, what the thing with the animals is, when it gets to a certain amount of animals, that's when it takes forever to do.
Oh, really?
Especially with the cows. I think
Well,
when you get to 50 cows,
Yeah, it is
what,
time consuming.
170,000 liters of TMR just for the cows alone.
Yeah, it is time consuming once you start getting up.
Yeah.
I'm going to be live in 3. Yeah, Dakota, I got that.
Now, okay, in saying that, I know we have that buy all you can mod, which is a great mod, especially when you get to a certain amount of cows where doing TMR by hand is non-existent.
Can I say that again?
I was saying, I know we have the buy all you can mod, right, which comes in handy when you have a certain amount of cows where doing TMR by hand
Oh,
is just
yeah.
tedious and it's non-existent because you couldn't do it. Like 50 cows is 170,000 liters of TMR. Yeah. By the time we get all that done, you'll have to go start feeding them again.
Yeah. Unless you, which will take a large amount of time, is buying a small amount of cows and letting them breed. But I think I've got 20 or 25 cows on Walla. It's like 180 hours to breed the next cow.
I've got 50 cows, I think, on Walla.
course, everything I've done on there is by hand, and because I'm mixing the TMR and everything, so.
Yeah, okay, I kind of like that. I mean, especially when you're playing on single player and you're not streaming, that's a great thing to do. When you're streaming, stuff like this just takes too long. I think that's where we both agreed that at least with PC, you can kind of make it exciting a little bit, you know, with different mods, crazy mods, not crazy mods, new mods, old mods, old equipment, new equipment, that kind of stuff. You can kind of keep it interesting. Whereas on console, that is where you're limited. You can't do that kind of stuff, you know.
Right.
So I think that's where once we get established on our farms, that's where it can be exciting, because you'll have a lot more than just 2 fields
Right.
to contend with. But yeah, we'll keep plugging along.
That's farm
What we
sim
have to do.
at its best. Plugging along.
Plugging along.
Time-consuming Sally.
Yeah. But like, it's also a reason why a lot of people don't like this game.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
I just figured
But
it's just
also,
not interesting to them, because you're doing kind of repetitive things, but
yeah, that's it. That's what it is.
well, farming is like that, though. You do a lot of repetitive things.
I'd love to do a survey just to see exactly where Farmston stands among the greater things. I wonder.
I think it'll fare. Golly, my controller. I need to replace this thing. I think it probably fare pretty well.
Think so?
Yeah, it's a popular game among all ages. It's just not, a single age. It's just playing farm sim. As a matter of fact, it's probably just as popular among young adults as it is, mid or older adults. That's the thing, some of the kids will get on here and they'll do a few things and then start jumping stuff, and then they get bored or whatever, but depending on their age and maturity and stuff, some wholeheartedly get involved in this and find it a good experience, especially if you've never really had the opportunity to experience, the farm life in real life.
Yes, I think that's probably the main antagonist in this, isn't it? To really truly like this game and love to play this game is if you have some kind of farming background of some sort.
Oh yeah, take you back to your youth, for sure. Hope I have enough seed to finish this thing.
Like, I used to hate doing building in real life. Now I hate it doing it in the game.
It's because you took out a contract.
I took it out. What I saw was the amount of money I was being offered for the contract, and I was like, yeah, ching ching, until I seen the size of the field, and then I went like, oh my god.
How much does that contract pay out, right?
41,000.
Well, it'd probably be about a $60,000 or $70,000 contract, or even maybe close to 100.
I wouldn't say that now, because we're on start from scratch mode. So
That's true.
if I got a total amount of 50,000, I'd be happy with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, most of the contracts are paying out pretty decently, though.
Did you do a cotton harvest?
Emiliano Cisneros, thanks for joining. Welcome. How are you doing today?
Did you do a cotton harvest contract?
No, not. Did 3 or 4 streams ago.
I was going to say, how much did you get for the cotton?
Oh, shoot, Chris, I don't remember, to be honest with you. I know I got paid a bonus. It was a decent contract, but it was very time consuming. Because these fields are so large.
Yeah, that's the thing about these fields. You know, they're large. Then again, like what the contracts such as we say cotton, it wouldn't be too bad. Wheat, barley, all those contracts won't be bad because you have a bigger header, a bigger combine and stuff like that, you know, for your contracts such as the ideal and stuff. But when you're doing the baling, it's time consuming when you're doing the baling in one thing and then you're wrapping separate. So they're not using the multi baler, the one that wraps at the same time. So that's where this is kind of time consuming.
Yeah.
Because you have to bale and wrap separately, and then you're drawing your carton separate as well, like so.
Yeah, it takes a lot of time. Alright. I hope I finish this contract before I run out of seed, though. Golly. I won't drive all the way back. I'm having to fight this joystick.
Yeah, I'm not going to wrap all these on the stream. What I'll do is I'll wrap some of these. I will sell the ones I'm going to wrap, and then I will go and get my field ready, and then so that'll be something different for people to watch, because to stay here for 2 episodes in a row watching baling.
Yeah, it's burning my eyes. Let's see, how are we doing? 96? Yeah, I'm gonna finish this before I run out of seed. It's getting close, so I was like, man. Yes, Matt, we're both doing contract work right now because both of our fields are planted and waiting to grow, and picking up some contracts to make some extra money. We've got we've got it set on normal economy, and so the money is not as forthcoming in normal mode. There we go.
Yeah, start from scratch, normal economy.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so that's done. Alright, let's go back.
But here's the thing, like, even though, like, I have 2 fields and stuff like that, and we have our chicken and stuff like that, and it doesn't look like it looks like I'm making money, even though I got 80 grand in the bank. I'm not. I'm still 500 plus in debt. 500 plus thousand in debt, I should say.
Yeah, I've still got a hefty loan. I've only got 179,000 in the bank, but I still got a hefty loan. I was more concentrating on my efforts and trying to get fields bought, and then worry about paying back my bank loan right now later.
Yeah. So like what the only the only time that we're really going to start showing profit is when the loans are paid back.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's eating up the finances for sure. But you know, to get a decent start from come on now, from scratch. I mean, there wasn't enough money to really get you going.
No.
I mean, I don't. Do you even have a harvester yet?
No, I've got 2 tractors and that's it.
Yep. Yeah, I've got 2 tractors and a seeder, cultivator, and plow, and a harvester, and then the pickup with the 2.
Well, the thing is, you got more
tippers
on your farm.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and I bought a milling station. So, yeah, it was time to buy the milling station so I could pick up all that straw. Now, I got a ton of straw. I'll sell you some straw.
I have no straw, but I do have silage, hay, and grass.
Well, I'll sell you some straw.
Some straw?
Straw. I'll sell it to you for $25 above
selling point.
Selling point price. Yeah. That's because we're friends.
Inflation at its highest.
No, that's friendship discount.
So we're going back to those back into the 60s, are we?
Hey, I'm trying to make money here.
When the rich farmers and the co-ops kind of picked up on the small ones. Yeah. I see how it's going to go.
I don't understand what you're saying there, Professor. What the heck? Get off of that. You made me mess up.
Yeah, let's pick on the little guy. Oh, yeah.
Oh, great. This thing's glitched out again.
What's happening?
I can't use my light at the same time I'm using the sprayer. It's weird. This map's got some weird little glitches in it.
Yeah. To be honest with you, there's a few things lately that I'm at to find that glitches in it that you come across. I haven't tried that man truck yet since the update.
It's working now.
The last time I used that man TGX truck was with that big multi-grain silo, and it glitched out my screen on me.
Earlier today, my harvester for sugar beets glitched out, but I saved the game and came back in it and it worked fine, but I couldn't unload the sugar beets.
Why is that? What happened there?
I don't know. It just glitched out. And Six Wheeling told me, he said, unhook the header and hook it back up and try it, and I did that, and that didn't work. And he said, well, the best bet's just, quit the game, save it. When you quit it, save it, and then quit it and come back in, and then if it don't do it, pretty much you lose your product. But it saved it.
So, and what was that? What map was that? Was that the
Walla? Walla. Sure was.
Okay, so was it is there a glitch on Walla then?
I don't think it's Walla. I think he says that Harvester has glitches. He's run into it before, so in game. So, but once I saved it and then came back into it, it was fine.
And that was what one? What harvester?
The big what is that called?
What, the Gribby? The self-drive one, is it?
The hey Crash, what's happening, man? The Terra DOS T440 Homer self-propelled sugar beet harvester.
Okay.
Matt says yes, there are mods that don't work well. Yeah, Matt, we found that out.
Hey Squad, welcome back.
I'm doing good, Crash. Thanks for asking. Doing really well. Matt says that there's some of the mods in here that don't work very well. So, definitely for sure.
Hey Crash, welcome to the channel, brother. How are you doing? Yeah, like I said, when that multi-grain silo came out first, the multi-fruit one, I was using the Man TGX, which is a great truck. I used it on that, and it glitched so bad that my screen went black. So I haven't used both of them. I haven't used that multi-grain silo or that truck since.
Yeah, that's what I was telling Six Wheeling. He was asking me about it, and I told him that you had another one is the big logger, is the log holder. Another one is the log holder. Yeah, I haven't used the logging equipment much. The only thing that I have found, like in the logging equipment, Matt, is if you do the front loader to a tractor and get the logging fork, you try to wrap it around a log, and half the time it turns it upside down. The little top fork will turn it upside down or drop the log or something other. I've had a lot of issues with it. If that's what you're talking about, it's terrible. All right, how much longer have you got on yours?
Hey Crash, I'm so glad to hear that you're doing well, brother. It's always good to hear. Yeah, I'm doing grand. Like I always said, I'm always keeping the good side out.
Yeah. Matter of fact, it was so bad, Matt, I quit. I didn't even use it anymore because it was so frustrating. You try to grab a log and then it would flip out, and sometimes it would flip itself backwards, and then you'd open it up to try to dump it, and it wouldn't dump. Let the log loose, so it's got frustrating. How much longer do you have on your contract?
Just another 20 bales, 30 bales, I think it is.
Oh, okay.
A little bit more to wrap.
Well, I was gonna look at another contract, but I think I'll just wait because it's so late in the evening.
Well, it's a contract, so I can fast forward time stuff.
I'm ready whenever you are. I'm just kind of browsing through the contracts, not finding anything that just stands out with me. There was one that was a sewing contract, but I've done 2 sewing contracts. I'm kind of tired of those.
I can fast forward time, so don't worry. Actually,
I'll wait right here for you.
7.
Yep. I'll wait right here.
7.
Perfect.
The things I do.
Yep.
Only leaving the contract, leaving the middle of a contract just to help you out.
Only in Ireland. All right. Magically appear. It's like Lucky Charms.
Lucky Charms will magically appear.
That's what they say. Just magically appear. Let's see, where are we at on this? It's growing. Looks like I'll have to take another contract. Oh yeah. What do we got on 17? Cultivating? 17 didn't show up. Yep. Ooh, plowing. No, thank you. Ain't worth that.
The things you do for the fellow man, show him the true way of the Holy Trinity.
Golly, still a bunch of here's some fertilizing contracts I'll take on. Yeah, where's 40? I think I planted 40. Yeah, right there. Okay. We'll take on 40. Hello. Another fertilizing contract. Ooh, I ran through the trees and came back. Ooh, running crazy.
Yeah, no, I wish they actually do something with that. Multi-fruit. The extra crops that we can get on some maps. Because I am really wanting to play outside countryside. I really am.
Yeah. Sure make a difference, that's for sure.
Like either Giants do something about it and get the game fixed so we can play with the multi-fruit, or have the map makers take off the extra crops.
Yeah, they've got to do something, because it's not working right now. It's not working out.
Yeah.
Especially when it glitches out your filters. And
well,
then,
okay, I don't mind the filters as much. I mean,
but it
like,
also
really
takes it out of the field too. You can't.
Exactly. That's what annoys me. It takes it out of the field info.
So you can't. You don't even know unless you keep notes.
What's growing.
Yeah.
I mean,
you don't. You'd have to keep up with handwritten notes when you fertilize it, lime it, how many times you've
exactly.
crop rotation and all that nonsense. No thanks. That's insane.
And then ready to harvest.
Mm-hmm. You'd have to go look at it to see if it's ready visually. Golly, get over here.
Yeah, so I wish like either Giants get a cop on and implement that into the game that we can use it, or tell them like map makers, if you've got extra crops, take it out for console.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's growing funny. Looking good. There's three little rows that are growing on this thing. That's crazy.
I hope I'm wrong, but I just kind of think I heard a clap of thunder.
I think you are, according to what Becky was telling me.
Yeah, no, I just wish it did, because like it's ruined. Was it 4 maps now?
Pretty close to it, yeah. I think so.
Like you have also countryside,
Gieselberg.
Yeah, it sounds like thunder, maybe just heavy wind. Yeah, so you have Gieselberg, also countryside, RDC,
Mm-hmm.
and Swiss Farms.
Yep.
Farm.
Mm-hmm.
There probably is another one that I just can't think of it, but like that's 4 that I haven't. Okay, I've played also countryside before the update.
Mm-hmm.
But the other 3 I haven't played yet because of that glitch.
Nope, it's not worth it. There was one more I tried to play. They had, I want to say it was millet or something like that in it. I just can't remember which one it was.
Yeah, and it's a pity because I thought having extra crops is just bringing the game forward.
Well, it's definitely increasing the, the game.
Oh man.
Gosh, I got shit in my throat.
I'm not saying this in a negative way, but
Yep.
My field of
Goats.
bales at the moment.
Oh.
Looks like I know tomorrow is
Holiday.
it's your Veterans Day,
Mm-hmm.
right? What's your famous military burial?
I don't know what you're getting at.
Memorial Field. Is it Memorial Field?
Oh, Arlington. Mm-hmm.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
My That's the way my bales look at the moment.
From Arlington?
Is it Arlington? Your memorial, it's where your famous memorial.
In Arlington? That's correct.
Yeah, so that's what my field looks like at the moment. So I guess.
Because with all the headstones, the way they look.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I could say this is my stream to commemorate your Veterans Day.
Did you paint your field red, white, and blue?
I could, but I didn't.
Must be Irish. Yeah, actually, how Arlington started out it was during the Civil War. The land belonged to Robert E. Lee, which was the general for the South, and the North were burying troops in and around the land that Lee and his family owned is an insult. That's actually how it kind of got started. And then ultimately...
is it known as Memorial Park?
Memorial Park? No, it's Arlington.
It's Arlington, is it? Where did we get Memorial Park from?
Probably from Ireland. You'll have a Memorial Park?
Irish. It's not Irish.
Yeah. We've got, I think President Kennedy's buried out there and a few other dignitaries, and then most of it is like your soldiers and stuff like that in Arlington Cemetery.
Yeah, I apologize if I'm upsetting anyone by saying that. I just know where I got Memorial Park out of.
Well, you always said you did bad in history, so I understand.
Yeah, always.
You traveled to Scotland one time and it messed up all your history knowledge.
I probably traveled to England.
You traveled to England. That's what got you.
That's what got me.
Yeah. I hear you. Oh.
It's not a good thing to hear you yawning there, lad.
You know what? I woke up at like 4:50 this morning for no reason. I should have stayed in sleeping. But I got up early for some reason. I don't know why. And I was like, oh crap, I can't go back to sleep. God, gotta get a new controller. This thing's about to drive me crazy fighting it. Things we do for money on this thing. It's crazy. I feel like the last 2 episodes, that's all I've done is contract. Matter of fact, I think I did. Yeah, last stream was 2 or 3 contracts.
Oh no, I'm the same. The last 2 streams, that's all we've done. Well, actually no. The stream before this one, I done this contract, and the stream before that, then I did my own. I converted my field 20, 21, 22 into one field.
Quit turning so crazy. Give me some more coffee.
Yeah. Arlington National Cemetery is what I was looking for.
Yeah, that's what I was telling you. Arlington. You had to look it up.
Yeah, well, I was right. I said Memorial Park, but I was wrong with the name of it, but that's what I was looking for.
Well, yeah, Arlington Cemetery.
Yeah, so it's Arlington Memorial Cemetery. I knew there was a memorial there.
Yeah, I don't think most people know what is that. You mentioned Arlington Cemetery, and that's what people understand and recognize.
Yeah.
And then they also have a deal called Newall. What's happening? Thanks for joining.
Newall, how's it going, brother?
You doing all right for a Sunday? The Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. That's pretty interesting.
That's from the Civil War, doesn't it?
To be honest with you, I do not know the story behind it, but it's a very ritualistic thing that started a long time ago, and they still carry it on today. Contract done. Another 13,000. Oh man, I don't want to do another sewing contract. They pay good though. 26. How many acres? 24 acres. Oh, that big one. Yeah, I guess I'll take it on because I ain't got nothing else to do.
Newell, shared your guys' streams to my Discord. Had to hit the bell again too. Thought I did last time, but I'm alright. Newell, thanks very much for that, brother. We definitely do appreciate that.
Yeah, thanks, Newell. Appreciate that.
Yeah, guys, for everyone's watching us on my side, I know the likes of Matt and Crash Bandicoot and all that, but for everybody else like Becky, Shiloh, Squad Farmers, go and check out those guys. Check out Newell, subscribe to his channel. He's been a very good friend of our channel here and stuff like that. So
thanks, Newell.
I recommend
Appreciate
go
it.
and check him out. Also subscribe to the likes of Matt, who's also another member of their close-knit group. Check out Crash Bandicoot also, Shiloh, Squad Farmers.
Mr.
Check them all
T-Bone.
out. And Mr. T-Bone. Oh yeah, and Old Timer Dave. I was on Old Timer Dave's stream there this morning before we went off. Had a good natter with him for a while there.
Yes, sir, definitely.
Yeah, but go and check out Newell, guys. He's like I said, he's a great friend to the channel here. We definitely appreciate all the help that these guys give us.
We appreciate them being here and all their support. Absolutely. Absolutely. Alright. I think I'm going to do another sewing contract. Oh my goodness.
You might as well.
Yeah, what is this
There's
one?
nothing better to do for yourself.
Sugar beets. Oh.
Go for it.
I'm going to plant this and let you go harvest them.
You know something? You are such a friendly guy.
Yeah, man, what are friends for, you know? Don't want to disappoint you. Definitely don't want to disappoint you.
You already have.
Nah, not with these sugar beets. These are a different kind of sugar beets. They're fancy sugar beets.
They're Irish.
No, they're not Irish sugar beets.
Not good enough then.
Yeah, probably Scottish.
Oh, definitely don't want to do that, that's it.
It's a smaller version of the sugar beets.
Man, you sound like a demented Irishman.
Yeah, don't you know it? Don't know how to drive.
Now you just ruined it.
That's pretty good.
Not really.
Yeah, it's great. It's fantastic.
But then again, you try and do an Irish accent right then, you try and put on an American one, and it's just going to kill it.
Or wear a cowboy hat. One of the two.
Me wearing a cowboy hat would probably be easier.
Somehow,
In fact,
I picture you in like an undersized cowboy hat with this very small brim. I just don't know why.
In fact, we were in our local town here. Well, not our local town, but the town next to us, Wexford Town.
Mm-hmm.
On what day was it? Myself, Shiloh, and Becky. I think it was Friday. I think it was. We went into a shop. It's a kind of it's an old shop. It has all antiques and stuff like that in there.
Mm-hmm.
But he's actually selling a Winchester rifle.
Like a lever action or something?
Yeah, the lever action one. Now the firing pin is taking it and stuff like that. Like, but
oh, that's right. Because y'all can't have guns. Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to buy it and I didn't. I'm sorry, no, I didn't. To be honest with you.
It's pretty useless without a firing pin. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, but still, like you can use it as a club.
Yeah, it's better if it has a firing pin.
Trust me, use it as a club, it still hurts.
Problem is, you got to get close enough to. If you had a firing pin, you can stand some distance away. You know. I got tickled at that one deal you stuck on my Facebook where he said that don't get in an argument with them about guns.
Yeah. Shiloh goes, we can have guns but don't tell the Garda. Use a walking stick.
A walking stick. How funny.
Yeah, but it's a big enough rifle actually. I have to admit.
Yeah.
Like what you see, you know, like on in films and westerns and stuff like that. Like you see them, but like you don't see like you don't really just how big they are.
Yeah. Well, you got to remember back in the day they used those for hunting and. Some used them for other things, of course, but they were mainly used for hunting and stuff. You know, you conserved your pistol ammo for protection, and then rifle is long distance war hunting. So
yeah, it's a big gun, you know.
But now, I mean, with the weaponry that they're coming up with now, you know, that's relatively very antiquated. This joystick is driving me crazy. Antiquated type rifle. You know, everybody likes the semi-automatic. Oh yeah, it'll hurt if you hit them with it. But you know, everything's semi-automatic now with large magazine capacity and things of that nature.
Yeah.
So. Which, you know, most of the around here in Texas, you know, they like those assault type rifles hunting hogs and stuff like that with a larger capacity, kind of that spray and pray method type deal.
Do you get any old time cowboys over there still use the Winchesters and stuff, or are they just a thing of the past now?
You know, to be honest with you, I doubt it very seriously, because most of the folks that I know of, they either have an AR-15 or SKS or something like that handy for hogs and things of that nature. But most everybody that the old 30-30 or 45 or whatever it is, whatever type old lever action rifle it is. Most of them collect them. They still build some of those though, if you like that kind of action, because they still make bolt action rifles, which are still real popular here in Texas for hunting. Matter of fact, I have a 270 bolt action Browning that works great, but yeah, just depends on what you want, man.
Yeah.
Because I've got a 1901 U.S. Cavalry 38 caliber revolver with the lanyard that was used in the U.S. Cavalry. But it's mainly for collection. It's still operable. I just don't fire any ammunition or anything through it. I just use it as a collector's item.
And does it still fire?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Yeah, it still fires. Yep, all the weapons I have are functional. And then my wife, her grandfather, which they're kind of hard to find now, but the type she's got, her grandfather back in the day had a 410 shotgun, and she has that, which is a nice classic weapon.
I bet that don't fit in her handbag.
Nope. But it's a good home defense weapon, though. I mean, honestly, here, that's what we tell people. A lot of people come in and say, I'm looking for a home defense weapon and stuff like that to the PD, and we're like, get a shotgun. It's the best home defense weapon you can ever own. Number one, other than slugs, if you get birdshot or whatever, you don't have to worry about it going through from wall to wall, especially if you got young kids or whatever. It's the best home defense weapon you could ever own.
Well, apart from pissing your pants when you see a barrel of a handgun facing you, you're probably pissing your pants and having shit in them see a shotgun facing you.
Just the very sound of a shotgun when you put a round into the chamber is intimidating itself. You rack around in there, and that'll get your attention pretty quick.
Yeah.
On a pump action shotgun. So, but to me, a shotgun is probably the best home defense weapon you could ever own, because you don't have to worry about stray rounds or anything like that.
Oh my gosh. Just point the gun and pull.
Oh yeah, that's the thing, and especially in a close quarter combat situation like that, you don't have to worry about the spread from the cone effect, but it's probably one of the best. Golly, thing jumping around on me. But yeah, we'll have some folks come in and talk to us about different weaponry and stuff, and trying to figure out what's best for the home defense. And
so, how lax is your gun laws in the States?
Such as, what do you mean?
Such as, I know you have to have a license and stuff like that, but like
only for service.
I presume you have to. I presume you have to. If you go to the store to buy one, you have to have a waiting period or a cooling off period before you can collect it, or. Yes,
and that's just to check the background. They look for criminal offenses and documented mental illness, which is not 100%, but it's a mechanism that's in place. Golly, that thing drove me nuts. Yeah, so you have to wait 3 days before you can take possession of like assault type weapons, pistols, and things of that nature. Now, like a shotgun, you can walk in and buy a shotgun and take it home the same day, because it falls under a different category under Texas law. But if it's a pistol, assault type, certain hunting rifles
So
and
like
stuff
there's
like
no
that.
so like there's no background checks there for a shotgun, is that it?
They do a background check, but you don't have to wait. You don't have to wait the 3-day period because they fall under a different category. So it's a little bit different. But license to carry, what you're talking about, a license to carry is only if you intend or plan to carry the weapon on your person. That's the only time you have to have a license in Texas. So you can carry it just like a police officer on the side of your body, openly.
But I wouldn't say that's in all the states, is it? Or
No.
Or is it? Or
Not all the states have open carry. No. Just certain states have open carry.
so Texas is one. So
Texas is one of them. Yes, licensed to carry state. I mean, we're a free gun state. I mean, probably one of the most liberal gun states in the United States when it comes to gun laws. I mean, you don't have to have a license to have a gun in your car. You know, when you're transporting it to and from work or wherever. There's only certain prohibited places that you can't have a weapon, and it's typically the polling place, schools, government buildings, things of that nature. They call it the double-ought statutes, but that's basically the only places that, you know, carrying your weapon is prohibited. But used to, years ago, this has been 25 years ago, they've changed the law. I can't remember when they changed it, probably in the last, 12, 15 years, but 20 years ago, the only way you could carry a weapon in your vehicle was if you were actively going to hunt or a shooting range. Otherwise, it was unlawfully carrying. But that was before we had all the open carry laws come out, license to carry type stuff. So, but they've changed all that now.
right. So I presume then the age laws are still what, 21?
Yeah, you have to be 21. That's correct. And we just passed another law. Oop, why did that turn off? Used to, here in Texas, you could buy tobacco products at 18. Now you have to be 21 before you can buy any tobacco products here in the state.
Yeah, well, I have a good few years in to go before you can buy a weapon, so I'm alright.
Yep. Alcohol's the same way. You have to be 21 in the state or Texas.
And what's your okay, so see, this is what right, Uncle Das, right? So what's your driving laws, right, to get a license to drive a vehicle?
You can get your learner's permit at 15, and 16 you can get a provisional license until you turn 17 or 18. It depends on the type of license that you get, and then you'll have basically what they call a minor's license under 21. It has a different look to it, and then once you turn 21 and older, pretty much everybody's license looks the same. So a provisional license may say something to the effect like you can operate a motor vehicle from 6 a.m. until 10 p.m. And if you're operating a motor vehicle outside that time frame, then that's a license restriction violation, which is a ticketable offense, Class C in Texas, which is the lowest form. It's fine only. You don't go to jail for that. Unless you fail to show up or pay the fine, then you can be arrested.
Well, because over here it's a little bit different. Over here, I think it's 18 is when you can have your license. Like, okay, you can get a license to drive farm machinery at 16, 17 years old. You can drive a moped, I think it is, at 17. And after that, then I think it's 18 for most motorized vehicles.
So you have to have a license to operate farm machinery?
Yep. Yeah, no license.
You don't. You can be 5 years old and drive a tractor here in Texas.
Yeah,
Implements of
over here. Like,
implements of husbandry are exempt.
yeah, over here you have to have a license. No,
No.
because of the point they're trying to make is right. So you have to be 21 to go in for a weapon.
Mm,
You can be 16 when you drive a car, which technically is a weapon.
can be if you
Yeah.
use it other than its intended use.
Wow,
Yep.
strange.
Well, the really big thing and controversial thing that we have going on right now is texting and driving. So I look for it. We have passed some laws that make it an offense. They're pretty minor right now. But I've noticed, like a lot of prosecutors and stuff, we have something called criminal negligent homicide here in Texas.
We have that here.
Yeah, for being negligent. And a lot of them now, if like you're texting and driving and have a crash, motor vehicle crash, and it kills somebody, they're charging them with negligent homicide. So I look for some of our laws on texting and driving and stuff like that to change a little bit and maybe become a little more tough. So,
Well, we already have that law over here.
oh, do you?
Yeah, you can't be on the phone whatsoever when you're driving.
Hands free.
Yeah.
hmm We do in some of the places, but they're ordinances, and we have kind of a state law that's hands free, but it's doesn't apply everywhere. It's kind of odd. School zones is mainly where I've seen them that they're applicable. But a lot of cities have developed ordinances and stuff like that.
Yeah, like what the thing I find strange is, okay, we have those laws here, right, that you can't have a phone in your hand when you drive and text and speaking, whatever the case. It has to be hands free, but you can't police it because like the police aren't out there. No, like there's not enough police out there to watch everybody all the time. I mean, so
Right.
you're just and we're not really like the states where you have police cameras, like on lampposts and stuff like that. We don't have that over here. So, I mean, like what you could be driving along the road and you'll see, we say out of 10 cars, 9 people on their phone
Yeah.
because there's no guardia around to police it.
Well, most of the time, what happens with laws like that, well, even like drinking and driving. I mean, other than you see somebody that's weaving all over the road or whatever, then for certainty that you have a person that's drinking and driving. But a lot of people drink and drive. You just don't see it in their hand. It's in their lap or whatever, so it's hard to notice it. So those, along with like your hands free and stuff like that, are incidental to an incident happening. So like a car crash or something along those lines. That's typically when it comes into play, is that you have a starting incident, and then it comes to light, and then you start enforcing it from that point. That's when you would charge somebody with it, type deal. Because it is, oh my gosh, it is hard to enforce. I mean, when I'm working the school zone in the mornings and stuff, every once in a while I'll catch somebody that has their phone to their ear and they're running through the school zone and stop them. But I know, like, Jennifer and them, because she works at the elementary. She says they pull through the drive-through all the time. They're always on their phone and stuff, but that's with them just standing there, and they're not police, so they're not too concerned about whether they're on their phone or not.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I just find though, like I find it fascinating that you have to be 18, well, 21 to get a gun, or even alcohol, but you can be 16 to drive a car.
hmm
Like, why don't you just make it unanimous and you have to be 21 for everything?
Well, there's a lot of controversy with that because you only have to be 18 years old to serve in the United States military. So a lot of people say their argument is this: I can join the military at 18 and I can go fight for my country and I could lose my life. I could lose an arm or a leg or whatever the case may be, but yet I'm not old enough to drink or buy tobacco. So there's a flip side argument to that type deal. So, and it used to be 18 years ago. When I was younger, it was 18. Matter of fact, I was 17 years old when they changed it to 21. I was just a year away, and I was like, oh man.
When you disappointed.
Yeah, I had to wait a few more years. But back then I thought time would never go by. Now I want it to slow down. The older I've gotten.
So why did it change it?
I don't remember. I mean, I was pretty young still then, and I think it was maybe maturity, responsibility type, making decision type stuff. That's what I would guess, but I don't know the real philosophy
then,
behind it.
Well, then Ireland don't have that any maturity because, like I said, over here you can start drinking when you're 18, but like a lot of families were giving their kids beer at. Like what?
Right.
Like what? Me, for instance, I broke. Right, I made my pledge when I made my confirmation not to drink, and yet I broke my pledge on the same day. Like what we went to a pub for. Like it was a family thing, so we all ended up going to the pub. And my uncles all were drinking and stuff like that. I was something like what, 12 years old or something.
When you made your pledge?
Yeah.
And then you drank right after that?
Right, and so we all went to the pub that night. They were celebrating, and I made my pledge that day in the church. I said I'm not going to drink. I broke
in front of a priest.
Yeah, in front of a priest. I said, yeah, I'm not going to drink until I'm 18. And we went to the pub that night, and my uncles and my stepdad bought me my first drink. I was what, 12 years old.
So
in the bar, having a pint,
basically,
and the barman didn't do nothing. Like they didn't give a shit.
Apparently you didn't either, because you didn't say no.
I wasn't going to say no. I wanted to see what it was like.
You were probably like, what? Just a pint? What?
Actually, it wasn't a pint. It was actually a bottle of beer.
Oh. Oh my gosh. You didn't even stick with tradition. You went with a bottle of beer.
Yep. I mean, so like we don't have that lax in law over here.
That's
like,
interesting,
like
though. Yeah.
Like what the thing is, like what anyone under 18 can't go to the bar and ask for alcohol.
What do you mean?
Right. So in other words, a 16-year-old, a 17-year-old can't go to the bar and say, "Can I get a pint of Bud or a pint of Guinness?"
Okay. Yeah, because they're underage. Yeah.
Yeah, but yet, a mother or father, an uncle, brother, whatever, who's at the legal drinking age, can go up to the bar, get a round of drinks, including one for the underage minor, and the barman won't do nothing about it.
Okay, so we have a similar law here in Texas. If you're married and your spouse is of age to drink, you can buy your spouse a drink. They just have to be in your presence, and you can drink it. If your children are with you, the adult parent can buy them a beverage. Let's say they're 17, 18 years old. You can buy them an alcoholic beverage, and they can sit next to you and drink that beverage right there with you. In Texas, we have that law. They can consume
Right.
alcoholic. But what happens is a lot of businesses have created policies to avoid that because, you know, they're kind of afraid of the liability or whatever, even if the parent is right there. And so they'll say, hey, it may be state law, but our policy is we serve no one under 21 alcohol. But there are businesses that still do it. I mean, I worked security in a bar for about 4 or 5 years, and I've seen it more than once. Some folks would get upset. Some folks would get upset over it, but it's legal. Because they tell me, you know, hey, Chief, you need to go over there and talk to this kid or whatever. And I'm like, he's sitting with his parents. Yeah, but he's drinking. Yeah, but it's legal. He can do that. So, no, can't. There's nothing I can do about it. As long as he stays or she stays in their presence. They have to be immediately right in their presence. Not earshot, but they have to be right in front of them. They have to be by them.
Yeah, well, our law over here states that no one under the legal age of drinking is allowed to drink on any premises.
So, sounds like y'all violate that a lot.
Oh, they do. But yes, like I said, if a child go up to the bar and ask for a drink, he's not going to get it. But yet, parents all go up and get something for him, and a brother and uncle does, and the barman won't come down and say, look, he's underage, you're out of here. They won't do that. But yet, they won't serve them alcohol, but they'll always turn a blind eye to it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then if it's a local who's always in that bar, they nearly get away with murder to it at that stage.
Mm-hmm. Crazy.
Shiloh says, I had sups of Guinness from when I was around 8 years old. Yeah, it seriously makes no sense. I think Irish people don't care as long as paying the money. It's true. It's true. I mean, it's, you know.
Golly.
Like, well, I actually remember I was at a bar. I was going back a while ago, and we were having a few drinks and stuff like that. And there was a child, I say, was 10 years old, was sitting in the corner, and he was drinking like he was an old man. I mean, he was just knocking back drinks that was given to him.
The 12-year-old was?
Yeah, like his parents and his uncle was just buying him drinks, and he was drinking it.
Oh my God, that's insane.
Like this is the thing that really gets me over here, to a certain extent. You could be walking along our streets here in Ireland, in Wexford, in Scotland, in any of our towns and cities. That really makes a difference where you are, and you will see kids as young as 8, 9 years old, even younger, smoking cigarettes.
Oh, that's crazy.
I mean, it's nuts, you know.
That's pretty bad. That's pretty crazy.
Well, like that's just no, like it's the parents with just being lapsed and just carefree and doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
But it is what it is, and that's what we have to put up with, and it's absolutely fucking mental, now, to be honest with you.
Alright, brother, we're about at our threshold.
Yeah, my contract is finished. Now I'm just any bales I get from now on is mine, so I'm just going to finish this contract, and then we can probably call it in if you want.
Yeah, I'm having to fight this controller stick. I gotta go get another controller. Every time I try to look down or whatever, it plunges.
Well, don't be looking down, look ahead.
I do. It's about to drive me insane. I move it over just a little bit and it dips down.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I can't wait for seasons for one specific reason and one reason only.
Mm-hmm.
I am just wrapping these bales and making silage, and the minute they're wrapped, they're classed as silage.
Yeah,
There's no fermenting to be done.
Yeah, it won't be that way in seasons.
Like, was it in seasons 3 days or something it takes before they're going to start to be silage?
Something like that, yeah. It wasn't instant silage, it had to ferment.
Yeah.
Which is more realistic.
Yeah.
So. Sorry, devil.
Yeah, no, the laws are like, there's some stupid laws that are out there, and then there's some laws that just don't make sense, and then there's some laws that are very heavy. And
oh yeah, we have that here. We've got some laws that you're sitting there scratching your head going, what? And then, some laws are a little too heavy-handed.
Actually,
and
I want to ask you a question.
Too weak.
I know it's probably not in Texas.
No, probably not.
There is, I think, 1 or 2 states in the cities or counties or states in the states.
Doesn't sound like it so far.
Right. That there is a law. Now, I want to know if this is true or not. Right. That there is a law that it's against the law to kiss your partner in public.
What kind of partner?
Your wife, your husband, your girlfriend, your fiance, your boyfriend. I don't know.
Okay, so we do have 2 statutes. We do not enforce them. I don't know why they have them in the book still, because quite frankly it's dumb, but we do not enforce them. So one is under a public lewdness statute, or actually I think both of them are, and it's basically show of affection or whatever in a public place with either your spouse or folks with alternative lifestyles showing affection in public. But I don't look for those to stay on our books much longer. Nobody enforces those anymore, just because our culture has changed and things are different now. So, but yep, we do have some on the books.
Well, I'm going to tell you something right now. We don't have that law here in Ireland, right? The only time you're ever going to get arrested or be talked to by the Gardaí over here is if you're actually full on having sex in the corner out in the street.
Yeah, and which that falls under public lewdness as well, which is still enforceable because it's still against the mores of the community. But I don't know why y'all have a law. It wouldn't matter if you had a law or not. I mean, y'all got alcohol laws, but you don't. You know what I'm saying? You don't enforce it. It's kind of like we have the law, but we don't enforce it. It's just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, no. What the reason I brought it up is because I was watching something before.
Go ahead.
I was watching something before I came here. I was watching on YouTube before I jumped on, and I'm always interested in the amazing top 10 and unbelievable facts and stuff like that, right? And on it was those laws that in the States there's such laws as you can't kiss or show affection in public. I was like, what? I was like, I definitely have to ask you that one before you came up.
Let's see. Newell says in Europe, in general, do not look at sex or stuff related to like that as taboo as America does. Oh, wow. Interesting.
Yeah, it's just crazy stuff. I'm like, what the man? I was like, so you can't hold hands? I was like, surely that can't be a law in the States where you can't hold hands.
It's not holding hands, it's more of intimacy, like kissing and stuff like that, that's written in there. And which it doesn't make sense. I mean, probably in the 30s and 40s, that may have been a thing then. But yeah, we're not there anymore, so that's long gone.
Yeah, that's just mental. That was like, Okay, so if it right, without actually trying to think too hard, because I don't want you to injure yourself and hurt yourself there.
No, not at all.
What is the most craziest, obscured, idiotic law that you have? Something that you used to enforce, but now you just kind of go, what the hell?
Man, I can't think of anything other than what we were just talking about. Because most of it, they've repealed most of those laws. They used to have a law here in Texas. Golly, this thing's getting worse. They used to have a law here in Texas that if you were carrying a set of pliers on the side of your body, it was prima facie evidence that you were a cattle rustler and you would be arrested. But they repealed that.
Well, okay, so what if you just happened to, you were a mechanic and you had a pair of
Well,
pliers on your hip?
that's why they repealed it, because times changed. You know, if you were in a workforce where it was a part of your job, then it doesn't make sense. But yeah, most of the like nonsense laws, eventually they just roll them out and repeal them and get rid of them. It just takes them a lot of time, because we get to a point where, because of Supreme Court rulings and things of that nature, which Supreme Court is law of the land here in the States, and depending on what district you're in or circuit, then, that pretty much dictates what the law is, even though you may have a law written. If the Supreme Court looks at something and they say, we've evaluated this and this is what our opinion is, then that basically becomes law. So even though you may have something written in the law, you don't enforce it anymore because the Supreme Court has either ruled it's unconstitutional or unenforceable at that point in time. And then eventually legislators will come back around and say, okay, we're going to repeal this and get rid of it, type deal. So, but I mean, there used to be a lot of goofy laws. We used to have something called like a vagrancy law, and basically if you were loitering,
Standing around, loitering.
Yep. Mm-hmm. But now, I mean, oh my God, this thing. Now you got homeless, and they don't like the homeless being locked up and all this and that. It's kinder, gentler type nation now, and so that's probably one that's controversial right now. So you don't enforce it. But then again, we don't have enough homeless shelters that, you have folks just kind of taking up a park bench or sidewalk or whatever the case may be. But I don't know what they're going to do about that in the future. But larger metropolitan areas like Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, San Antonio, Houston are definitely having some issues with that. And, especially Houston. Houston's got 6 million people just in its metroplex, and so that's a lot of folks to stick in a small area, and they definitely got a homeless problem. Austin and San Antonio are in the same boat.
So you have so you have the state law that's in Texas. Is that it?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So then does that carry over to all the states that are in Texas, or do the likes of Dallas have their own interpretation of it? Austin, they all have their own interpretations?
No. So if it's a state law, that goes to all cities within the state. It's applied the same way.
Right.
There's
So then these all
there
have your own kind of laws with that, or is it just that's it? Then it's just one law for the whole.
it's state law is the one law, but we also have we're broken down in three different branches. You have municipal and county governments, which is the I guess you would consider that your local government. Then you have state law, which the governor and state legislators, senators, and stuff like that pass laws. And then you have the federal government. So you have the federal laws that are enforceable that we can enforce. So and your local laws that are enforceable are called ordinances, and those ordinances can be stricter than federal law, but it can't be less than the standard. So, for instance, let me think of something. Oh, like a parking law. So, a typical parking law says you have to park within 18 inches of the curb. Okay.
Right.
The municipal government can come in and say, because they got more narrow streets, you need to be 16 inches from the curb or it's a violation. So it's not weakening the law, but it's putting a greater standard on it. So it's okay. You just can't do less than what the federal law applies. So you'll see kind of weird stuff like that. A lot of parking laws apply. I write a lot of ordinances that pertain to like stop signs and no parking zones and stuff like that.
Interesting.
It can be.
Because like I said, over here we're completely different. Over here we have one law and one law only. So so like every town and city and country and village all have to abide by the law itself. So like in the Scott you don't have their interpretation of the law, then Wexford and then Dublin, like we've all got the same laws.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's basically like you'll have one federal law enforcement that applies for the whole country.
Yeah, that's it. Like what? So it's not like where the states have you have your police, your marshals, your sheriffs, your highway patrol, FBI, that kind of stuff. We don't have that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Like you have your SWAT teams, you have everything else. We don't. Right.
Mm-hmm.
We have just the Garda Síochána, and then the Garda Síochána then has one branch, and that's the which is the special investigations, which will be under the armed Gardaí.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, and that's all we have. So, like, we don't have the likes of we say the sheriff's county or the highway patrol or stuff like that. Like, it's all just Garda Síochána.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's not like used by each town or city or state has their own chief of police, and that's it. And then we don't. We have one Garda commissioner, and that person is over all the Garda Síochána.
Interesting.
So it's over the whole state of Ireland.
No, we're broken down in the type of government that we are. So if you're a municipal government, you have municipal policing, which are responsible for themselves. You have county governments, which are responsible for themselves, and the county sheriff and his deputies and constables and their deputies take care of that. And then on a state level, you have the state police, but there's so many branches of the state police. I mean, I've come across people that are police officers that work for the state that make you scratch your head going, really, we have state police that do that? Because, I mean, we have game wardens. We have the Attorney General of Texas police officers, the Office of Inspector General police officers. We have a dental police. We have a drag racing police that work for the
What?
state. Yes. And basically, they cover
stop.
all those commissions and stuff.
Stop for
Well,
a second. So
here-
you have
here-
a
here-
dent-
here-
you have a dental police
Yeah.
and a drag
Yeah, it's crazy, man. There's more police than you can
so
shake a stick
please,
at.
before we finish this stream, okay.
I have no idea.
What,
I just
what
I don't know.
What do the dental police do? And what do the drag police do?
Well, the drag racing, you have to have certain licensing and stuff like that, and I'm just assuming that they overlook that. I have no idea, to be honest with you. I just know that they have them. The dental part of it is the same thing. Doctors have to be licensed. You can't practice without a license, and then you can't over-prescribe people medications and stuff, and they look into that sort of mess. But here's one that throws me for a loop. So Texas has a state police called the Game Warden, right?
Right.
And they take care of all the gaming laws and stuff like that. So basically, they deal with lots of animals. But we have a separate police that work for the state that work under the Texas Cattle Raisers Association, and all they deal with is cattle rustling, horse thievery. That's it. That's all they deal with.
Okay, so like, does that actually still go on over?
Sure it does. I don't deal with it enough, so couldn't tell you. But they have them.
Wow. See, like I said, it's great to know all these things. So it's just like I find it weird.
We have more police than you can shake a stick at over here for everything.
And then of course you have Internal Affairs who police the police.
Yeah, so I mean that's normal. Integrity units or internal affairs. That's just to protect the the citizens, the agency, and things of that nature from having a corrupt staff.
Like I'm pretty sure we probably do have something similar, but I never heard of it. So maybe our Garda Commissioner does all that as well. So I don't know, like, but because like I never heard of the internal affairs in Ireland. No, like, so
it's probably within your judicial branch. So like your judges and prosecutors have oversight of the police that make sure that they don't get out of hand.
Could have, yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
Like I said, I never heard of anything happening. So, so like I do know that a couple of years ago there was a big shuffle in the Garda Síochána because we had, I know you have them as well. We call them whistleblowers.
Yep.
And we had one famous Gardaí over here, Officer McCabe, who did a whistleblower on his fellow Gardaí, saying that they're letting away politicians and higher ranking people away with tickets and fines and stuff like that. And so there was an investigation into it, because he named a lot of police officers. Like he named something like, I think it was over 200 he named that was doing this. It was a massive shake up. Like it happened about 10 years ago, I think it was. So in that then was also the Garda Commissioner back then. He was also named, that he was also in on it, something like that. So he had to retire. Then we got another Garda Commissioner in. I'm not saying I'm bad against her, but she didn't last too long. I think she only lasted a couple of months or something in the job, and then she was forced to retire. Yeah, it was a big major shuffle up here. It was.
Yep, sometimes it can do that. Okay, brother, I'm done.
It's always good to hear other perspective and stuff like that. After Shiloh goes, we don't have enough Garda here. We have 3 types of laws. It's going to go with yourself, and then you're testing your patients. Gone too far, we see slack in law enforcement. We do lack in law enforcement. But then again, it's not that we don't lack in law enforcement. I think what we lack in is the amount of boots on the ground. You know, that kind of way. I think that's what it is, rather than because like I said before, and I've said it to you often times, Tubbs, and everything else, that it's a thankless job. I mean,
Can be.
like I'll be honest, over here I say 90% of the Irish hate the Garda Síochána, right?
It's sad. That's terrible.
Right, and we probably do, right? Because of stupid things, you know, like what we hate getting pulled over, we hate getting tickets, we hate being stopped.
Most people do.
Right. Like what I'm being honest here, right?
Oh, and most people do.
Right,
I don't like getting pulled over myself.
Right, and I guarantee you that if you ask any Irish person, right, they were like, oh, fuck the police, I wish there were no cops, I wish all this kind of stuff, right? But yet, right, I've always said it, when you need them, they're always the first ones you will call.
Yeah, public servants.
And it's weird. I mean, but like I said, I've known a few bad cops in my life who were right pains in the arse, and I've known quite a few that were straight to the point, and they were there when I needed them, stuff like that, like so.
Yeah, well,
and then of course,
unfortunately,
I ended up being friends with chief of police.
You're right. Unfortunately, law enforcement is no different from any other job that you can have in the world. It
has to be done.
It has to be done, and and nearly 99% of jobs to be done are by human beings, because you've got folks that shouldn't be truck drivers, or shouldn't be this, or shouldn't be that, and it's no different from law enforcement, paramedics, firemen. You know.
Well, I will say this, and I'm going to finish the stream on this, guys.
Thanks.
Okay. There is one job that every Irish person absolutely hates, even worse than the Gardaí, and that's the IRS.
IRS. Death and taxes.
Okay. That is the one thing that every Irish person will agree on.
But you gotta have an Irish IRS, right?
Oh, well, we have an Irish IRS. And we all hate those fuckers.
I understand.
I'm pretty sure it's the very same in the States.
I mean,
when the taxman comes calling, there's no one home.
Yeah, you definitely don't sit around and send them Christmas cards, that's for sure.
No. So with that then, guys, we're going to be finishing up there now. So first of all, thank you to everybody who joined in here tonight. Okay, we do appreciate you 100%. Especially listening to for the last 2.5 hours of idiots like myself and Tubbs just having a rant about farming, about joints, about mods, even about the laws and everything else that's in the land in both here and across the sea. But that's how we play. I mean, like what we don't sit there for, not just going around the fields. You know, like what we like having a little chat among ourselves, and then chats to you and everything else about everything and about life and what's going on in the world today. And so it's always good to get other perspectives about what's going on out there. So if that's the kind of stream you like, guys, please hit those like buttons. My name is Chris Larkin. His is Tubb Farmer. Like I said, hit the like button, smash that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and I'll let you know when we're on. If you're feeling really generous like Newell was, share our videos, guys. Tell your friends about us. So with that being said, I'm going to say my quick goodbyes to, as always, Becky for jumping in, Shiloh, JB, John Block himself, Newell, as always, a great friend to the channel. Also to Squad Farmer for joining in. We do appreciate you guys, every last one of you. So with that being said, from myself,
we appreciate you being here.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you, Tubb Farmer, appreciate you. So like I said, guys, hit those like buttons, smash those subscribe buttons. Also share our videos if you're feeling really generous. So with that, I'll pass you over to Tubbs for his commercial info.
Commercial. I'm definitely going to be less winded than you. New all thanks. We appreciate you guys being here. With that being said, Becky, thanks. Matt, thank you so much for being here. Dakota, Emilio Cisneros, Crash Bandicoot, Newall, thank you so much. We appreciate all y'all being here. Y'all make sure to go check out those fellas and ladies' channels, and make sure to subscribe, and when they're streaming, hit that like button. Thanks for joining us here on Lone Oak for episode 16, and with that, I'm going to say we'll catch you later. Until next time, y'all have a great Sunday afternoon.
Yes, guys, so what he said, okay, so check out all those guys, okay, Neil, JB, Crash Bandicoot, Squad Farmers, check out Matt, check them all out. Also check out Six Wheel and Pop Hop, Mr. T-Bone, check out the original Trucker Gaming, Old Timer Dave, and Scott Page. They're all great friends to our channel, guys. We appreciate it and love each every one of them. So with that being said, also go and check out our community. It's called Superior FS Farming. We'd love to see you over there also. With that being said, we're going to finish off this chat like we always do. On this channel, when things go right, it's not us. And when things go wrong, it's those Pringles stealing, Reese's Pieces thieving leprechauns. Until tomorrow night for episode 17, I'm Chris Larkin. He is Tubb Farmer. Adios, muchachos.
Y'all have a good night. Catch y'all later.